W.O. Adebimpe, we are very grateful, sir. All other deans of faculties, directors, heads of department, and head of unit here present, your support are highly appreciated. I wish to especially recognize the registrar of Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, Dr. Tosa Irabo, ably represented by Mrs. Ini Ede. It is in record that the immense contribution and support of the registrar contributed to the reality of today's event. For the avoidance of doubt, the inductee of today recorded 100% in the first and final professional examination under the watch of the registrar, Dr. Erabo. Otherwise, the induction of this our graduating student would have been a mirage. Thank you very much, sir. I want to specially and very respectfully recognize and welcome the induction lecturer of today, Dr. G.C. Okara, the current registrar, West African Postgraduate College of Medical Laboratory Science, and an elected member, Board of Directors representing African scientists in the International Board of Biomedical Laboratory Science. He will be doing justice to the induction lecture titled Medical Laboratory Science Education in Nigeria, the prospects, reality, and challenges. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to use this occasion to appreciate the contribution and cooperation of our dynamic director of Medical Laboratory Services in University of Medical Science Teaching Hospital, Mrs. Christiana Olayemi Awe. You are indeed the rock behind the training of our students in the teaching hospital. Thank you very much, ma'am. I also appreciate the support of Mr. Abiodun Fagite, another pillar behind the successful training of today's inductee. We are equally very grateful, sir. I sincerely welcome the state chairman or chairperson and other executive of AMSIN here present at this occasion. We appreciate you all for coming. Distinguished parents, inductees, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome. At this juncture, I congratulate all the MLS inductees today for passing through the university and the teaching hospital and allowing both institutions to pass through them. This set of inductees are particularly special and unique, with majority of them being female. As a matter of fact, 56.5% of the class of the set are female, while 43.4% are male. And the good thing about them all is that they are all exceptionally brilliant. I can boldly tell you that there is no third class in this set of students. I wish you the best in your future endeavors. I also use this occasion to felicitate with the parent and guardian on the induction ceremony of their children and ward. Thank you all for traveling from far and near to the part of this event in spite of your very busy schedule. May God Almighty grant you journey mercies back to your various destinations. Thank you very much.
Please celebrate your Dean once again. Thank you very much. We are making a little adjustment to the program. So what will be coming up next is the address of the Vice Chancellor. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation again, please welcome our amiable, capable, indefatigable Vice Chancellor, Professor Adesegun Fatosi.
Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to abide on the protocol that has been so well laid this morning by both the PRO and the Dean. Before I go into my speech, I want to apologize that we are starting late this morning. Those who know us by our tradition as a university will know that one of the things we keep very important to our heart is the issue of timeliness. But believe me, it's not midday yet. This is the 4th official event in this university this morning. We've had to receive a team from Nigerian University Commission today, National University Commission this morning. We've had to receive a team from Medical Therapists Board of Nigeria, as you know, they had their induction yesterday. We've had to add the program this morning for the postgraduate school, which is still ongoing. And so it just happens to be a very crowded time in our life, so I want to apologize. And my Vice Chancellor, my Deputy Vice Chancellor will have ably represented me, but I really want to be here this morning because I think it's worth celebrating this first set of our inductees. I also want to ask you to please excuse my voice this morning. I have been battling with a couple of things. So, thank you for understanding. Your Excellencies, Your Royal Highnesses, my Lord Spiritual and Temporal, my dear colleagues in the management team of our university, our dear deans, other members of our university community, our new inducting medical laboratory scientists, family members of these great ones, and indeed distinguished ladies and gentlemen who have joined us to celebrate this moment this morning. It is my joy and distinct pleasure to be here with you to celebrate what is truly a historical and great occasion. We give God all the glory for this auspicious occasion of the induction of the first set of products from the Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science program of our university, proudly Nigeria's first specialized medical and health sciences university. I heartily congratulate all our distinguished inductees and their proud parents and families. Indeed, you deserve to be celebrated today. I also hereby congratulate the leadership and all academic and non-academic staff of the Department of Medical Laboratory Sciences and the Faculty of Allied Science. I also want to profusely thank all staff of our university, both academic and non-academic university, without whose contribution we will not be here this morning. Indeed, without the commitment of our staff and the leadership and membership of our staff union to our agenda of maintaining undisrupted academic calendar, we will not be here this morning. We are proud to say we are one of the very few public universities that have maintained undisrupted calendar over the last 7 years. Like I said, without the commitment of our staff, this new cohort of medical laboratory scientists will not be here today. The reality is that their colleagues who they got admission with about the same time in most other public universities are just in year 3 or even year 2. Disrupted by COVID-19 and it just concluded 8 months industrial action. Calendars in our universities had become rather unpredictable, and they become unduly lengthened, thereby compromising the time and lives of our young ones. But in Unimed, we choose to be different. We are proud of our record of charting a unique, inspiring, and exemplary pathway in tertiary education, with a combination of high-quality delivery, a proactive adaptation of technology that made us overcome challenges like COVID-19 related disruption and timeliness in our graduating students. Without also the commitment of our students, this also would not have possible. So again, I want to thank our students who are, of course, leaving the campus no longer as students. I want to congratulate you for being part of all that we were in the last couple of years. You gladly went through online studies, and here we are today celebrating your achievement. I hereby acknowledge the presence of all the dignitaries who have chosen to be here to celebrate with us today. Very especially, I heartily welcome an inspiring leader of the medical laboratory scientists, the Registrar of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, Dr. Tosan Erabo, who is ably represented this morning by Mrs. Iniede. I still spoke with the registrar 2 days ago, and when I called him, and I made a couple of demands, and I gave a response. I said, Vice Chancellor, you are the one making the request, you are the one answering your request. I said, now so my brother. And we ended it on that note. So please give our most hearty appreciation to him for his support for our university. I also welcome all members of the council who are at this occasion. Professor Dixon Olayonju and Mr. Vincent Tobi, who are elders of this profession, you are sincerely welcome. Very especially, I want to recognize and welcome our keynote speaker today, the Registrar Secretary General of the West African College of Medical Laboratory Science, Dr. G.C. Okara. Thank you for being here all the way. I am delighted to welcome the representative of the Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists, Mrs. Antonia C. Lotto. I know the Lotto family. I know where they come from. And also to welcome my sister and very good friend, the Director of Medical Laboratory Science Services of our sister university, of our sister institution, the Unimed Teaching Hospital, Mrs. Kisana Awe, who I believe is also powerfully representing the entire teaching hospital community this morning, and standing for my good friends and brothers, the CMD, Dr. Ige, Oluwale Ige, and the CMAC, Dr. Michael Bana. Permit me, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to express our profound gratitude as a university to the dynamic leadership being provided by Associate Professor A. Abubakar, who I hope will soon announce as professor by God's grace, as the Dean of the Faculty of Allied Services. He has not only sacrificed, he has become one of the reference points in dynamic leadership in our university. Thank you for all you are doing, sir. I want to thank and recognize and appreciate the current head of the department, Dr. Ganio Adeosun. I won't tell you how much trouble he has passed through in the last couple of days. And of course, to also celebrate one of the past head of departments who is hereby present and who currently is the Deputy Director of our large medical campus. I'm speaking of no other person than my friend and brother, Dr. Titi Adeniyi. We are grateful people say that the reward of teachers are in heaven. It's not true. A good teacher has a reward of the applause, the respect, and gratitude of his students all the time. I want to welcome all that have chosen to be with us today from the medical laboratory science profession. This induction, like it has been said again and again, and the only reason why I think we will find both the Vice Chancellor and Deputy Vice Chancellor and all the principal officers here on this stage, is that this is truly very, very historical. An exciting phase in the evolving history of our university. First, it is not just the first induction for our first set of graduating Bachelor of Medical Applied Science students, but also the first induction in the entire Faculty of Allied Health Sciences. As a university, we are greatly committed to the advancement of all health fields and all science fields. As I said to the team from Medical Rehabilitation Therapy Board of Nigeria this morning, that we may be young, but we are not ashamed to say we are ambitious. And our ambition is not to be the best in Nigeria, because that is not big enough platform for us, but to be the leading institution in West Africa across all health and medical sciences. We are committed to training a crop of highly skilled scientists in order to bridge the skill gap that currently exists in that profession, particularly as a result of the current trend of brain drain in the country. I can proudly bet my salary that half of the graduating students this morning are thinking of Japan anytime from now. I won't respond to that. But this I will say, that if your teachers are not around, you will not graduate today. Just think of that. So it's good to go, but please remember that it's also good to come back and impact life. But like I said, I'm not going to respond to that. You deserve all the best in life. You have worked very hard to be here. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at Unimed, we are honored that we are producing this crop of diligent, dedicated young people today. Our dear and wonderful inductees, we are very, very proud of you. Your achievement so far says to us that indeed when young people are committed and they are focused, they can get to every height they deserve in life. Our hearty congratulations. And our prayers go with you on this very special occasion as we start a new dimension of life. We trust that the Lord God Almighty, who has been with you these last 5 years, will continue with you as we go forward. He will lead you, He will guide you, He will direct you, and He will prosper you in life. This occasion is not just a ceremony. It's a very important professional step of becoming a part and a parcel of a commonwealth of scientists who are doing their best to move things forward in our nation. The oath you are taking today has been taken by generations of your professional elders, and it provides a framework for sound professional practice. Undoubtedly, if you do keep to the words of this oath, you can be sure to prosper and excel in your chosen career. As we go into this new dimension of life, please keep in mind the words of our university anthem: touching lives and making impact is the way we grow. That is the Unimed way. Make it a point of duty to make your life count by seeking to impact all around you positively and living a life of all-round excellence. Please live a life of gratitude to God. You did not get here by your own power. He is the giver of life, and you must always remember Him. Please commit yourself to a life of gratitude to your parents and parents' figure, whose sacrifice brought you here. Without that, without their unquantified labor of love and prayers, you may not have been here today. So they deserve your appreciation all throughout your life. Commit yourself to live a life of gratitude to your teachers and mentors who labor to bring you up professionally, and perhaps most importantly, to your clients and patients, without whom you cannot practice. In this very perilous age, characterized by wickedness, garish syndrome, lies and deceit, choose to be different. Live your life truly in the fear of God, for that is the beginning and the path of true wisdom. Let your conduct always be such that will bring Him honor and such that will not tarnish your professional reputation or your family name. I sincerely plead with you to treat your patients and clients with the utmost kindness, respect, and love, realizing that you also could have been a patient, but for the great grace of God. Always ask yourself the question, if I were the patient, how would I have loved to be treated and cared for? And let that answer propel you to how you treat your patient. Always remember that God never sleeps nor slumber, and He faithfully repays everyone according to His work or our work. So as you go, the Lord, we pray, will honor and prosper you. On behalf of the entire leadership of this university, I want to express my sincere appreciation to the head chairman of the Committee of Professional Induction Committee, Professor Oladeko Adebimpe, and the wonderful members of his team for what obviously is an excellent job. Thank you for doing it again. You did it on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and here on Thursday, celebrating one more time. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for choosing to be part of this joyous ceremony. I pray that the Lord will grant you journey mercies to your various destinations, and that His blessings will rest upon each of us. As this year comes to an end, I pray you finish strong in sound health and with sounds of joy and rejoicing. One more time, our dear inductees, hearty congratulations from all of us, and may the God of heaven prosper you greatly as we move forward. Thank you, and the Lord bless us all.
A deeper round of applause for the Vice Chancellor. Thank you very much. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, we have come to one of the key points of this event, which is the induction lecture. And there is no other person to read the citation of the induction lecturer, if not a Dr. T.D. Adeniyi, Vice Dean, Faculty of Allied Health and Sciences.
The Vice Chancellor, standing on the existing protocol, I want to request the guest lecturer humbly to stand up and remain standing while I read the citation. Dr. Gosway Chukwindo Okara was born to the family of Chief and Mrs. Okara in 1957. He had his secondary school education at the community school, secondary school, Umaya. He attended the University College Hospital Ibadan, Nigeria, where he bagged associate and fellowship of Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria in chemical pathology and bacteriology respectively. He had his postgraduate education at Brunel University, London, United Kingdom. His academic and professional career spanned across chemical pathology, immunology, molecular biology, and public health. Dr. Goswell Chikwindo Okara had served in the following capacity: senior lecturer and held Department of Chemical Pathology, University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital, and College of Medical Sciences, University of Maiduguri, from 1992 to 1997. Senior biomedical consultant, Petroleum Trust Fund and Harvard Projects Consortium, 1997 to 2000. Senior biomedical consultant and project coordinator, National Health and Education Institution Rehabilitation Program of the Petroleum Trust Fund of the Federal Government of Nigeria. Responsible for projects, preparation, appraisal, and supervision of hospital recruitment, condition survey, need assessment and standardization of hospital equipment, supervision, monitoring and evaluation of project implementation and performance in beneficiary institutions nationwide, 1997 to 2000. Member Governing Board, Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, 2004 to 2007. Former Chairman, Association of Healthcare Professional Association and Executive Member of Joint Health Sector Union, JOESU, 2009 to 2019. Member Governing Board, Federal Medical Center UNGWA, Bayelsa Street, Nigeria, 2009 to 2011. Past National President, Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists of Nigeria, 2011 to 2014. Member Governing Board, Medical Laboratory Science in Nigeria, 2013 to 2015. Member Presidential Committee on Harmonious Work Relationship among Professional Group and Workers in the Health Sector in Nigeria, 2010 to 2011. A Senior National Consultant to the Nigerian Center for Disease and Control and Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria on upscale of COVID-19 testing and quality assurance through engagement of private sector laboratory in Nigeria, 2020 to 2021. He is a member of the following professional and land societies and associations: Chairman, Steering Board, West African Postgraduate College of Medical Laboratory Science, 2013 to 2020, Fellow, Institute of Biomedical Science, United Kingdom, Fellow, Royal Society of Public Health, United Kingdom, Fellow, CDC, Foundation of Laboratory Leadership and Management, Fellow, Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists of Nigeria, Member, ECOWAS Regional Council for Health and Professional Education, Member, American Association for Clinical Chemistry, Member, Nigeria Society for Immunology, Member, Institute of Biology, United Kingdom. Dr. Okora is currently the Pioneer Registrar and Secretary General of the West African Postgraduate College of Medical Laboratory Sciences, an elected member of Board of Directors of the International Federation of Biomedical Laboratory Science, where he is representing the entire African biomedical laboratory scientists. Dr. Okara is widely traveled. He had published with over 50 articles in peer-reviewed land journals and book chapter. He also has over 100 presentations, public lectures, and keynote speeches at different conferences and fora. He is happily married and blessed by God with 4 children. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you an erudite scholar, a seasoned and astute administrator, an unrelenting mentor, and an impactful teacher, and the Grand Commander of Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists, as is fondly addressed, Dr. Boswell Chikwendo Okora.
Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Fatusi, and the distinguished members of the university management team, do permit me to go by the already established protocol. Our parents and guardians, our beloved inductees of today, for whom we have gathered, I'd like to go straight to the lecture. I've been asked to speak on the topic, Medical Laboratory Science Education in Nigeria, the prospects, realities, and challenges. Human resources constitute the most important element in any service, especially in the health service sector. As lawyers will say, cases are won or lost in the chambers. Similarly, the fight against diseases is won or lost in the medical laboratory. It has been said that a nation's health system is as good as her laboratory network and system. The laboratory has been described as the key to the cure by the International Federation of Biomedical Laboratory Science, IABLS. This requires men and women who will always strive to be at the cutting edge of professional knowledge. Research has shown that knowledge doubles every 7 years. It therefore means that in 3.5 years, one will be 50% outdated, if not continuously engaged in study in their discipline and area of practice. Professional practice is a knowledge-based occupation. The word profession has been defined as, I quote, occupation, especially one requiring advanced education and special training, unquote, according to Advanced Learners Dictionary of Current English, 2nd edition. Let me, before I go on, mention that for me, with all humility and great respect, it is a source of joy to be here today and to be asked to deliver this induction lecture. In 2014, when we had the 50th anniversary conference here in Akure, in Ondo State, Governor Mimiko was the chief executive of the state at that time. And we had a special relationship with him. You can imagine for a sitting governor to host us in the government house. And as we were going, he carried a polythene bag of 5 million naira and handed over to the association. This was one man who touched the health sector in a special way. And I was not surprised that he founded the first University of Medical Sciences in Nigeria. And I must say that I identify very closely and happily with the ambition of the university as enunciated by the Vice Chancellor a few minutes ago. The sky is not even the limit to be the stepping stone, because you have pioneered the way, you have created the path, and I believe that the health sector in Africa will be better for it. Because you have here a collection of members of the health team. We've been talking about teamwork, team spirit. This university, in a unique way, is demonstrating it in very practical terms, and we are happy and we congratulate and commend you, sir. By definition, the three key words in this topic, talking about prospects, realities, and challenges. I don't want to take for granted that being in an academic setting that we all know the full import of these three words. Prospect. The Cambridge English Dictionary says the possibility that something good might happen, or the possibility of being successful. And it defines reality as the state of things as they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic or notional idea of them. And challenge The dictionary defines as something that needs great mental or physical effort in order to be done successfully and therefore test a person's ability. That's Cambridge English Dictionary. With this definition, you now have a proper insight of what we are grappling with in medical laboratory science education. Medical laboratory science, according to the MLSCN Act, says it means the practice involving the analysis of human or animal tissues, body fluids, excretions, production of biologicals, design and fabrication of equipment for the purpose of medical laboratory diagnosis, treatment and research, unquote. And the American Society of Clinical Laboratory Science defines the profession of medical laboratory science as encompassing the design, performance, evaluation, interpreting, and clinical correlation of clinical laboratory testing and management of all aspects of these services. It has long been established that medical laboratory science is a profession distinct from the practice of medicine, characterized by its own body of knowledge and scope of practice, and requires of its practitioners a high level of competency in scientific, technical, managerial, and scholarly principles, as well as high standards of performance and professional conduct, unquote, according to American Society for Clinical Laboratory Science. It is a realization of this definition that the statutory provisions regulating practice of any given profession is vest the responsibility of determining the standard of knowledge and skill to be attained by its practitioners on a regulatory body. And that explains why the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria today is here to induct these new graduates. Professions arise out of identified human and social needs. The Honorable Justice Babatunde Adejumo, OFR, the former president of the National Industrial Court of Nigeria, has said in a landmark judgment, and I quote, "It is not being argued that anybody brought any profession from heaven. All formal professions are created by laws. They are acquired by passing prescribed examinations and fulfilling the conditions precedent. It is for this reason that the law, which does nothing in vain, in its wisdom, cuts off those portions of medical practice which it believed are sufficient to make whole the practice of the profession of medical laboratory science as the areas to be covered to become a medical laboratory scientist. Immediately this was done, the profession created and the qualification acquired makes the medical laboratory science an autonomous profession and its professionals independent in its own right without any blemish or inadequacy, and medicine equally a profession in its own right. The law actively intends to prevent a situation where one person will be jack of all trades. It fears the inefficiency that results thereby and the negative and grave implications for health delivery, unquote, according to Justice Adejumo. Medical laboratory science education in Nigeria, like other professions in Nigeria, the educational system in medical laboratory science was patterned after the British system due to our colonial background. It started in the early 1920s in the pathology department of the General Hospital, Broad Street, Lagos, and the Veterinary Research Institute, VOM, Jos. The enactment of the, of course, as well as UCA, that is Adeoyo Hospital, which University College Hospital used in 1957 when it was established. It became the training ground for what we call the intermediate stage of Medical Laboratory Science Associateship of the British Institute at that time. The enactment of the Infectious Disease Notification Act of 1889 in the United Kingdom made diagnostic bacteriology an essential service in the UK. It made the need to develop manpower for provision of both clinical and laboratory diagnostic support in parity. The training in Nigeria started as an apprenticeship in the General Hospital, Broad Street, Lagos, the National Veterinary Research Institute, VOM, the University College Hospital, Ibadan, and later as Associateship Diploma of the British Institute of Medical Laboratory Technology, which entailed a 2-year training and intermediate examination in Nigeria, followed by a 3-year training in the UK, and final examination for the associateship of the Institute. Dr. Raphael Akinyele Olajide Shoneko, MON, was the first Nigerian to qualify as an associate member of the British Institute of Medical Laboratory Technology in July 1950. And I was privileged to meet this man before he passed on. And the book we documented and launched during the Golden Jubilee of our association here in Ondo State in November 2014. In fact, he wrote the foreword. As the first medical lab scientist to qualify in Nigeria, he was a moving encyclopedia of the evolutionary trends in the profession. I visited him a couple of times in Kaduna. As old as he was in his 90s, unless you met him face to face to see the toll of old age on him, you will never believe, listening to him on the microphone, that he was as old as he was, and his memory very sharp till the day he breathed his last. I remember requesting him to speak to his nephew, the former head of state of Nigeria, to be our guest of honor in the program here in Akure in 2014. Immediately he picked his phone and called him. The man said, "Uncle, there's nothing you tell me to do that I will not do. But let the young man come to Lagos to give me the full brief." And of course I did. I drove to Abuja that same evening. The following morning I was at the airport to meet His Excellency Ernest Shoneko. And he obliged. He was here as our special guest of honor during the launching and presentation of this book. And this morning, I'd like, after this presentation, to autograph a copy of this book to the Department of Medical Laboratory Science. Because it is important that you know where you are coming from. When you know where you are coming from, the chances of getting to where you are going to will be greater. The Associateship and Fellowship Diploma Education and Training Program in Medical Laboratory Science in Nigeria was controlled and conducted by the British Institute of Medical Laboratory Science in the UK until Nigeria enacted the Institute of Medical Laboratory Technology Decree 56 of 1968, which fully domesticated the education, training, and statutory regulation of the profession in Nigeria. On the 19th of November 1968, The decree number 56 of 1968 was signed into law by General Gowon, establishing the legal framework for the regulation of the profession in Nigeria through the Institute of Medical Laboratory Technology of Nigeria. The law has now been repealed and replaced by the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria Act 11 of 2003. At the inauguration of the first governing board of the Medical Laboratory of the Institute of Medical Laboratory Technology on the 10th of March 1970, Dr. S.L. Adesui, an eminent surgeon and chief medical advisor to the federal military government of Nigeria, declared, and I quote, "Medical laboratory technology constitutes a key profession in the medical fraternity. It provides prompt and accurate diagnosis in most conditions, thus allowing scientific and effective treatment to be instituted. It also forms the backbone of medical research. It is therefore fitting and proper that the profession be placed on the right footing by this timely establishment of our institute. In regard to training, we shall ensure standards comparable to any. In regard to registration, the public will be fully protected by ensuring that only technologists or scientists that meet the requisite standards are registered for the practice of medical laboratory technology in the country. In regard to discipline, we shall exercise our jurisdiction without fear or favor. In this way, we hope that we shall fully justify your expectations and that the profession of medical laboratory science will make greater and greater contribution to the health and welfare of our people," unquote. The Honorable Federal Commissioner for Health, as it was called then, Dr. J.E. Adetoro, at that same occasion, declared, and I quote, "I have no doubt, however, that with the facilities now provided by the federal government for your operation and the high sense of responsibility inherent in your membership, you will, under the able leadership of your chairman, discharge those duties creditably to the glory of the profession of medical laboratory technology, the enhancement of the medical profession." Note these three things. "And to the greater glory of Nigeria." This is the aspiration of the founding fathers of this profession in Nigeria, that medical laboratory science should enhance the medical profession and bring about a greater glory of Nigeria. That means that medical laboratory science, as it were, is supposed to be a crown of glory, a crown of beauty, a crown of success of the medical profession. The questions before us today: is the profession making greater and greater contribution to health and welfare of our people, the enhancement of the medical profession, and to the greater glory of Nigeria as envisaged by the founders of the profession in Nigeria, as it obtains in other parts of the developed and developing world? And that is what I would call the prospects or the opportunities. If not the challenges, why not the realities or the hard facts on ground? How can we ensure the realization of these laudable objectives of our founding fathers for the benefit of our nation? Now, those are the solutions. University degree education in medical laboratory science. Of course, I will finish before 15 minutes now. The University of Ibadan was the first university to establish the Bachelor of Science degree in medical technology, medical laboratory technology in 1963, when Professor J.C. Edozie, a foremost chemical pathologist, became the Dean, Faculty of Medicine. However, owing to disagreement with the Institute of Medical Laboratory Technology of Nigeria, the University of Ibadan suspended the program in 1968 after the first batch of graduates of the program. It graduated the second batch of BMLS graduates 50 years later in 2018 after it resuscitated the program in 2012. There are now 45 universities in Nigeria offering the Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science degree program. Many of these universities are also offering master's and doctorate degrees in various specialties of medical laboratory science. The West African Postgraduate College of Medical Laboratory Science. The West African Health Organization harmonized fellowship curriculum for specialist and consultant medical laboratory scientists. The West African Health Organization harmonized postgraduate fellowship training curriculum has led to the establishment on the 22nd February 2020 in Lagos, Nigeria, the West African Postgraduate College of Medical Laboratory Science. Consequently, the 21st Ordinary Session of ECOWAS Assembly of Health Ministers in August 2020 approved the inclusion of the college as a statutory member of the Regional Council for Health Professionals Education. The college is therefore a fully internationally recognized legal entity of the ECOWAS Regional Authority with a mandate to train and certify specialist and consultant medical laboratory scientists within the West African region to actualize the dreams of the founding fathers of ECOWAS and WAGO, namely, and I quote, the attainment of the highest possible standard and protection of health of the peoples in the sub-region, unquote. General training objectives of the college fellowship. There is, according to that document approved by WAGO, I quote, he said there is a compelling need to develop and produce a core of thoroughbred expert medical laboratory scientists in all specialties and subspecialties and sub-disciplines of the profession to meet the ever-growing demands of the West African health system. The fellowship program is designed to complement and advance the academic knowledge attained at the first degree qualification and is intended to equip the candidates with competence to practice at a higher level within the chosen discipline. It is the overall intention of the program to prepare the candidate to practice as a specialist that could be appointed as consultant in their chosen discipline with sufficient depth of technical, clinical and managerial knowledge and skills. It would expand the knowledge and practice from laboratory-oriented approach to a patient-oriented approach, unquote, according to that document of WAGO. Strengthening laboratory capacity of the healthcare system. Laboratory investigations play a key role, play an indispensable role in the early detection and accurate diagnosis of disease, monitoring of treatment, disease surveillance and prevention. The tools of science and technology have revolutionized healthcare practice. Modern medical laboratory science is one of the fundamental tools used in making decisions in the practice of medicine and healthcare delivery. It was in pursuit of this imperative that the WHO has persistently and repeatedly called on countries to establish a strong and robust medical laboratory system within their healthcare system. In 1993, the 43rd session of the WHO Regional Conference for Africa adopted resolution AF-RC43R7, which declared a 5-year period for preventing and combating epidemics of communicable diseases through improved epidemiological surveillance at the district level. That resolution further considered the frequent occurrence in the African region of epidemics such as cholera, plague, yellow fever, and so on and so forth. which bring untold suffering and loss of lives, and therefore urge member states to develop well-staffed and properly equipped laboratory services. Again, in 1998, during the 48th session of the WHO Regional Committee for Africa, another resolution was adopted by member states. The resolution titled Integrated Surveillance of Disease in Africa. The high point of that resolution says, and I quote, laboratories are to play a key role in disease diagnosis and control activities by providing prompt and reliable confirmation of suspected cases, unquote. It is evident that laboratory service is supposed to play a crucial role in the detection, diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of diseases in the community. It plays a dominant role in monitoring threats to public health by providing essential information for effective public health interventions. Of course, we saw this during the Ebola and COVID-19 pandemic. The Maputo Declaration on Strengthening Laboratory Systems in Developing Countries in January 2008 also called on national governments to support laboratory systems as a priority by developing a national laboratory policy within the National Health Development Plan that will guide the implementation of a national strategic plan. Government should establish a department of laboratory system within the Ministry of Health, unquote. It also called on countries and all partners to urgently address the broader laboratory human resources agenda for laboratory strengthening, including training, recruitment, and retention of laboratory workers and their adequate financing, unquote. Dr. Michael Ryan, the Executive Director, WHO Health Emergencies Program, in his speech on the International Biomedical Laboratory Science Day on the 15th of April 2021 said, and I quote, "There is no need to tell you how difficult the last 15 months have been for us all. We are acutely aware of the suffering, the losses, the pressure, the despair, the gaps, the inequalities that have been revealed, and the lasting impact that this global pandemic will have on our communities. It has been a tremendously challenging period, but it has shed light on some of our unsung heroes to recognize, acknowledge, and thank those who worked quietly in the background, who are the drivers of diagnostics, of research, of knowledge, of innovation, of treatment, of prevention and understanding of the population dynamics of the pandemic." He said in 2020, medical laboratory scientists around the world have been delivering on massively expanded testing, accelerating research and innovation at an unparalleled scale that has led to the development of new diagnostics, vaccines, and therapeutics. He closed that statement by saying that biomedical laboratory scientists have worked around the clock dealing with the immense numbers of samples that have needed to be tested. You have also had to deal with the potential exposure to the virus within the laboratory environment. If there is something we have learned, it is that laboratory systems and medical laboratory scientists are of vital importance to national and global preparedness, and this should become a priority investment moving forward, unquote. That is WHO. Let me move on. In closing, I'd like to mention the fact that professional partnership and healthcare delivery is so key. It was John F. Kennedy who said, "Change is the law of life. Those who focus only on the past and the present are certain to miss the future." The doctor, father, nurse, mother, and patient child and others' servant mentality in healthcare delivery has proved a colossal failure. Our hope for total wisdom and protection from Father, forlorn, Our wish for total comfort and protection from murder, unachievable, and the patient has grown up, said R. Smith. A new three-way partnership should displace this vanishing family mentality, Smith argues. Improving healthcare delivery through a dependable and excellent laboratory practice should be our slogan. By a relentless pursuit of human capacity building through continuous formal and informal education, by fostering a harmonious working relationship with other members of the health team. Let me, in concluding, speak particularly to the fresh graduates being inducted today. Dedication to service and dignified comportment. By the MLSCM professional oath and code of conduct, which I quote, that says, I solemnly pledge myself to the service of humanity as a medical laboratory scientist, unquote. Through this pledge, you owe the patient, the clinician, and the public a great deal of obligation. In the hospital community, by its very nature, modern healthcare practice is a teamwork. It requires team spirit in an atmosphere of mutual respect and reciprocity. When professional elephants fight in the field of healthcare service, innocent patients and society suffer. The increasing tendency to seek medical attention in India, Europe, South Africa, and Egypt by Nigerians should arouse our curiosity and concern. Despite our immense human and material endowments in Nigeria, we are yet to get it right in our healthcare system. This is why I say that this University of Medical Sciences is truly unique, because it has created an umbrella where all the members of the healthcare fraternity will study under the same roof in the same environment and have continuous interaction and association. And that way we do believe that the needed spirit of partnership and teamwork will be developed. Amen. We need to constantly nurture and cultivate the attitude of interprofessional and interpersonal cooperation and collaboration in healthcare practice in Nigeria. Honesty, objectivity, incorruptibility, and confidentiality. By its nature, laboratory testing is done behind closed doors, away from the prying eyes of patients, their doctors, and relations. Ordinarily, this raises some questions or doubts in the mind of patients and doctors, namely, are the tests being done with sufficient care? Are the people honest enough in reporting what they have discovered? Do they have the required skill and wherewithal to give a reliable and accurate result? Of course, honesty implies a behavior that frowns at telling lies and fraudulent dealings. It connotes uprightness and truthfulness. Objectivity is the ability to resist bias emanating from whatever consideration. Incorruptibility describes the ability to resist the temptation of sacrificing truth for personal reward or gain. It describes a professional that cannot be bought, that has not got a price. Confidentiality has to do with a professional that is not expected to disclose to third parties any confidential information or result concerning his patients and employer. These ethical values are indispensable in professional practice. You surely need to cultivate a good dose of these qualities to make a successful medical laboratory scientist worthy of trust by patients, clinicians, and the public. Let me congratulate you on the choice of this topic for discussion. Let me urge and wish our young graduates a stimulating and fulfilling career in medical laboratory practice. I urge you to take it very seriously and ensure that you become what I call a polyvalent and a multi-competent medical laboratory scientist through a commitment to a lifelong personal character development, professional education, and self-development. Thank you very much indeed for listening, and God bless.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, we have gradually come to the peak of this occasion, which is the main business for the day. May I, at this point, invite the acting head of the Department of Medical Laboratory Science of the university, Dr. G.O. Adeosun, to step forward and present the inductees to the registrar of the council.
The registrar, sir, and member of the management team, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. May I request that all medical laboratory science prospective inductees stand and remain standing. My Vice Chancellor, sir, distinguished members of the high table, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to present the prospective inductees to the registrar, Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, for the administration of oath in person of Mrs. Ini Ede. Mr. Registrar, sir, distinguished graduates are hereby presented to you for their induction. You have the floor.
Thank you. The Vice Chancellor, Professor Adesegun Fatusi, the DVC admin, Professor Adolphus Lotto, the DVC academics, Professor Rosangela Muba, the registrar of the university, the registrar of the West African Postgraduate College of Medical Laboratory Sciences, and our guest speaker, Dr. G.C. Okara, deans of faculties here present, other principal officers of the university, lecturers in the Department of Medical Laboratory Science, parents and family members, friends of inductees, the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. Our dear inductees standing on their feet already, I want to say hearty congratulations to you, even as to go to the high point of today's occasion. Before we get to the induction proper, I have a message from the Registrar of Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, Dr. Tosan Irabo, who would really have loved to be here in person. But if you remember what the VC said, so many conflicting engagements. You know, sir, we used to be told the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. But we can see now that it's really hot at the top. We wish you well, sir. We appreciate you for being here personally. We are particularly grateful. Thank you, sir. So before I go to the registrar's message for today's occasion, I will permit the inductees to sit down for just a bit. And I will say it's indeed a great pleasure to be here in your midst. Looking at the happy faces, both of the inductees, the parents, the friends, and of course the university community, I really understand that it's been a tough journey, but we are here because we won. Congratulations. A lot has gone into your training, and we know, like the VC has appealed and the registrar too, that you do the university proud, you do the profession proud. Dr. G.C. Okara has spent time taking you through the history of the profession. We are looking up to you to make us proud as our colleagues, which will be welcoming you into the profession in a very short time. All eyes are on you. So this is a speech by the Registrar CEO, Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, MLSCN, Dr. Tosan Irabo, at the first induction of medical laboratory science graduates of the University of Medical Sciences, Ondo City, Ondo State, today, November 24th, 2002. I am delighted to be in your midst on this historic occasion of the induction of the pioneer graduates of medical laboratory science, produced by one of the foremost specialized tertiary institutions in the country, University of Medical Sciences, Ondo State, Unimed. I appreciate the authorities of this institution for working closely with the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria to ensure that these young ones were adequately equipped to face the future, and it's that training program that has culminated in today's ceremony. I also appreciate the graduates, their parents, their friends, guardians of these 23 inductees that have come from different walks of life to witness this event. But I reserve the deepest commendation for the inductees who, by their successful sojourn in this institution, are set to further enrich the glorious history of their alma mater as well as that of MLSCN. Although induction is ceremonial in nature, they are also a very serious business because it offers the regulator the platform to formally admit new and deserving members into the noble profession of medical laboratory science. Today's occasion is setting a template which, if successful, will guide the future conduct of induction and oath-taking ceremonies here. Therefore, while you may have reasons to be excited that your loved ones decorated in the induction regalia have made it to the finish line, be also mindful of the essence of this professional ritual and accord it the respect it deserves. At this juncture, let me commend the Vice Chancellor, Professor Adeshegun Ofatusi, the Registrar, Dr. Wole Ekundayo, administratively represented, and other principal officers of this institution for their efforts in ensuring that the university is on track to actualize its shared vision. This is an indication that the labor of the founding fathers of the university will not be in vain. Indeed, transformational leaders may not play to the gallery, but their works often speak for them. The recent commissioning of the University Co-Creation Hub by the authorities here in partnership with the British Council is an example. This project, I am told, is aimed at empowering the young ones with requisite skills, mentorship, leadership, and technical support to become solution providers to real-life problems. Therefore, while commending all those that contributed to the realization of the projects, let me add that if properly harnessed, the project will hasten the growth of this institution. It could also inculcate in the young ones the skills to become job creators rather than job seekers. In that regard, I implore stakeholders to avail the institution of the necessary support to ensure that these and similar projects conceived by the current administration do not die at the incubation stage. I am happy to note that Unimed has maintained a cordial relationship with the MLSCN as the regulator. This is partly the reason that the institution is doing well in the medical laboratory science program. When the relevant department is mindful of the preeminent role of the regulator and adheres to extant policies involving students indexing, admission quota, and timelines for professional examinations, such a department is sure to do well. I therefore enjoin the department to continue to live up to their expectations and the authorities not to relent in their support for the department, as there is still a lot of work to be done. My dear inductees, while I commend you for successfully completing your sojourn in Unimed, let me also remind you that this ceremony marks the beginning of your next phase. You must brace up for what lies ahead. As pioneer graduates of the medical laboratory science of this institution, you have accepted the task of protecting the good names of your alma mater and the council of which you are now ambassadors. You would have no reason to fail because you have come highly recommended. As you go forward, inductees, consider it your sacred duty to eschew all forms of professional misconduct as you uphold the ethical standards that define the profession. By doing so, you'll be standing up for what is right. I hope you'll be one of the torchbearers ready to receive the baton when the current crop of leaders makes their exits. It is really in your hands where you go from here and what you do with your life. But you have been properly trained. That is not in doubt. Finally, I employ the leadership of Unimed to persuade the teaching hospital to absorb the 23 pioneer inductees in their internship program. If they do not already have an internship program, then they must commence as soon as possible. We don't want our young graduates roaming the streets looking for internship placements. That can be very frustrating. You know? That will relieve the inductees of the inconvenience of searching elsewhere for elusive internship opportunities. The hospital should not shy away from absorbing these ones that it has helped to train. More so, absorbing them will keep them close to you, as you might sooner than later need them to strengthen your manpower base. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I thank you for contributing to the success of this historic event, and I wish you journey mercies back to your various destinations. Thank you. Like we know, this is actually the high point of the event, and I will invite the inductees to be back up on their feet. In a couple of minutes, you'll be having something like this in your hands. This is the oath we are administering to you at this moment. When you receive it, you just hold it. At the end of the oath, after you've taken the oath, you sign in the spaces provided. There's a place for your name, which you write in block letters. Then you sign in the space provided. You put today's date. Where you have status, you write associates. And at the top of the form, you give us your email address, the name of your institution, and your phone number. Is that clear? So you sign, you give us the details in the spaces provided. Then at the very top of the form, write the name of your school, your email address, and your phone number. I'll wait until each of you has the code of conduct form. After you take the oath, we'll call you out to receive your provisional license. It is with this provisional license you can go out to apply for a place for internship. The provisional license expires after the year in which it was given. For instance, this is 24th November 2022. That license will expire 31st December 2022. Is that clear? After which you are expected to renew. You must always work with a current and valid license, whether as an intern or as a fully practicing medical laboratory scientist. Do you all have the forms now? If you don't have the form, let me see your hand. Do you all have the form? Okay. So we're going to take the oath now. When I say I, you say after me, then you put in your full name. When we say I, you put in your full name, then we continue. Is that clear? Okay. You put up your right hand, shoulder level. So this is the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, a federal statutory parastatal established by Act 11 of 2003, Code of Conduct for Medical Laboratory Scientists. I. Can we make it louder? We'll start again. I pledge as a professional member of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria to always exercise my professional knowledge and skill with judgment and care for the benefit of the wider general public and in the best interests of the users of the service. Demonstrate the highest standards of conduct, honesty and integrity in my professional and personal behavior. Understand, recognize, and work within the limits of my professional knowledge, skills and experience. Recognize the beliefs and values of the wider general public, the users of my service, and professional colleagues, treating them on a fair and equitable basis. Ensure the confidentiality of patients' information. Ensure that my own beliefs and values do not prejudice or compromise my ability to carry out my professional roles and duties. Maintain, improve, and keep up to date my professional knowledge and skills. Aid and support the development of medical laboratory science by education or training of professional colleagues, the users of the service, and the wider general public. Promote the study and activity of medical laboratory science by promotion of the values, aims and objectives of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. Show due respect and gratitude to my teachers. Maintain friendly relations with my colleagues. And wherever possible, endeavor to teach students placed under my care. I solemnly promise that as a registered member of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, I will abide faithfully in all due loyalty by the rules of the Council. So help me God. So before I say another congratulations, please fill in those spaces as I instructed earlier. If you want to sit, go ahead. We'll give you a minute to do that. Then you get back on your feet. So once you finish writing, you get on your feet so that we'll continue. Mr. B, please. If you are done writing, please be on your feet. Just give it like 30 more seconds. Your logbook, you record your internship activities, so everything comes together. So when you are called to, the evidence that you were here today is a code of conduct. So as you come up, you return your code of conduct to him. You'll be standing there. If you don't return this, that means you were not here. You understand that? If we don't go back to Abuja with this, that means you did not take the oath. Nothing can change the fact that you did not take the oath. What is not documented is not done. Okay, so as you come, you hand over the evidence that you were here, then you come up here and collect your license, and probably take a handshake. All right. So please listen and come as you are called. Let's do this speedily, please. They can just walk across, yes, to make it seamless. That's okay. So I'll ask for that table. You don't need the camera. No, we can, no, I think it's fine. We'll move this back. Okay.
I do hope that, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I had the opportunity to teach and examine the students in 2021 on sabbatical here. I want to quickly say that these students are the best that I've taught in all the institutions that I've been to. I want to congratulate you, and I hope that when the CMD comes up here, they will automatically take all these ones on internship. You know, you are doing very well, and I want to commend all the lecturers who have been their mentors so far. We'll call you, and you have to come out one after the other and submit the oath. Akintola Oluwaseun Joy. Babatunde Joshua Odunayo. Adegeye Ilomobayo Frederick. Oluwatusa Mayokun Adeola. Oteruku Precious Jumoke. Apasile Taiwo Ayodeji. Olakunle Eko Great Ayomide.
Please, can you pay attention? When you come up here, drop your code of conduct, get your pouch and your license, and you go for the VC's handshake. I mean, you don't want him to shake your hand. He has blessed you already. Let him consolidate it.
Olakunle Eko Great Ayomide. I think that's the one. Eniola Faithfulness Oluwaseun. Bajola M. Precious. Raphael Prosper Faith. Egunjobi Oluwatoni Victory. Alarapo Joyce Oluwatomiwa. Olatomiwa. Shoyoye Marvelous Olufemi. Ogufo Dolores Chibuzo. Eyoveru Daniel Ejaito. Adefisoye Elizabeth Olamide. Akinrimisi Fikayomi Ikola. Raf Okra Osatoe Flourish. Adekoye Modupe Precious. Falowo Jesu Kite Ipiolua. Olowo Kere Joshua Babatunde. Olabisi Oladale Emmanuel. And finally, Ibadin Olive Omono.
Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you. When we started, we're calling you inductees. You've been inducted now. So I'll say congratulations to my professional colleagues. Thank you so much.
special dedication to our parents, our lecturers, and everybody that contributed to their success.
You walk, there's nothing wrong. Always in this guy, my hero. I see your light in the dark. Smile, there's no one, no, I love you, but you now know that you did a good job. Don't get too down. Do I need to now? Don't get too strangers and friends, they show up in the end. From the bottom to the top, the listeners, the hearers, this is for you. You make me realize. Good job, good job, good job. Good job, don't get too down. What is you now?
Our father, mothers, teachers, lecturers, friends, and even critics who have made us who we are today. The road has not been easy, but I can tell you that it's been worth it. What frees us to express our thanks, if not for your tenacity, moving from our city to Ondo City, where we for day this meeting. Make I tell you, studying for Unimed Mls and Induction, moving from Laje to Odoshida on leg and bike, but our Creator kept us. We say good job to you, dear Daddy. Thank you, sweet mommy. Thank you, our teachers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all.
Good job, good job, good job, good job. Don't get too down. The one needs you now. Know that you matter, matter, matter. Good job, good job, good job. Don't get too down. The one needs you now. Know that you matter, matter, matter.
A better round of applause for the University Musical Band. You are doing a good job and we enjoy you. Thank you very much. And let's put our hands together for the head of the team, Mrs. Akimbodewa. Thank you very much, man. Next is professional charges coming from members of the profession, and we'll start with the one coming from the Chairperson, Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists of Nigeria, Unimed Teaching Hospital Chapter. Please put your hands together for Mrs. Antonia Siloto.
The Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor A.O. Fatusi, distinguished, esteemed university team, parents, HODs, ladies and gentlemen, graduating students, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Good afternoon to you all. I am honored to be in your midst in this maiden edition of this great event. And I bring you greetings from Unimed TH chapter of this association. I thank the organizers of this great event for celebrating our meritorious graduating students who have gone through thick and thin, like they mentioned in their song. And today, they are celebrating the happiest of all the days of this 5 years journey. We welcome you as we celebrate your successes and progress so far in life. We congratulate each and every one of you, your parents, and the university that have groomed you. Your achievements all through these years of commitment, service, and character formation are being honored today by your induction into this prestigious association. Unimed TH chapter is barely 4 years now, and having started on a good foundation, we hope to soar very high by God's grace, and so we welcome you to take the opportunity to inspire, to be inspired, and to play within us as an association. Let us work hand in hand in order to achieve what we are always aiming at, which are success and excellence. We have heard from the journey so far from our past, and we have heard how they have put in so much to make the association the pride of the medical services as at today. And welcoming you into our midst means that the baton is looking forward to being handed to you, so that you will still do much more, because today marks the beginning of another phase where beyond the sky is the limit. We know you have been formed on a very good foundation, and we hope that when we look into the future in the next years to come, we will see each and every one of you imparting life. We see each and every one of you making contribution that will give better services to healthcare, and we'll see each and every one of you discovering new things that will bring about better life in healthcare to humanity. We are not limited to this country. We are to showcase each and every one of you worldwide. So we say once again, congratulations. We welcome you, and we pray that as you move forward, the Lord will always be with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So, Vice Chancellor, sir, the next professional charge will be coming from the Director, Medical Laboratory Services, Unimed Teaching Hospital, Mrs. Christiana O. Awe.
Once again, I'll stand on the existing protocol. It has been well defined. So many things have been said here. I would only like to add to it. And first, I want to thank my wonderful lecturer, my Oga, VC, Professor Fatuse, Oga. I appreciate you. I always tell you that I learned a lot from you in your class. You were the first doctor among some who told me that it is possible for us to work together as a team in the health sector. Thank you very much, sir. I have just a few minutes here. I congratulate you. Welcome to my world. You are now coming into the profession full-fledged, and I can assure you that you've been given the basic. You're to learn more. Like our guest lecturer said, Dr. Jisiokara said after 2.5 years, you're already 50% outdated if you don't continue learning. The greatest mistake you can make today is to feel that you are made. You are not made yet. You just have the basic to do what? To start, to keep learning. More diseases are coming that are yet to be discovered. Some are already around us that we don't even know that they are there. More will be evolving. All those basic things you've been taught, they are very important. Universal precaution, let it be right there with you. Protect yourself. Safety first. Remember these beautiful parents that have sacrificed a lot to put you in this profession. Please don't make them cry. Rather, make them rejoice all the time about you. It's not just about the money. It's not about the pay. But it's about the lives that you will impact by your service. Many of them you will never know. Many you will meet in the marketplace and you will never know you were the one that helped them. But when you see them and you see people out there and the health sectors, it's on the high side and you know that you're a part of that. That is where the reward lies. I welcome you to my world and I look forward to working with you all, and you will have the baptism of our way. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And now, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me to invite the acting Dean of the Faculty of Allied Health and Sciences to step forward and present the outstanding graduating student to the MLS CN Registrar. Please put your hands together for Dr. Abdulaziz Adiremi Abubakar.